Morning, welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. Today's the end of the world, apparently. I don't think so, but as you can see out there, it's gray, cloudy skies, so just not gonna get to see the solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, full eclipse, whatever it is. Not gonna get to see it. We had one a couple years ago. I guess it wasn't a full one, but I remember it looked really weird outside. Don't know what it's gonna look like today with the clouds, but assuming it'll get darker or something, I don't know. But I'll be prepared if, end of the world happens. Anyway, so what are we working on today? It's rear end day. Finished buttoning up the leaf springs, the little brackets on them. I got a couple nuts I had to go buy that I couldn't find, and finish buttoning up this rear end, make sure the axles are secured in place. Yeah, and that's it. And then I'm gonna put this shit in the car. All right, this son of a bitch right here, having hell getting it out. Going to I've tried welding, and I'm going to try one more time. I forgot, last time I was welding thin little sheet metal, so my nuts were breaking off, and I don't know that it's going to help. This bolt isn't sticking out quite far enough to get, I think if it was sticking out a little bit past the nut that I'm trying to weld on it, I could probably get a better weld on it. But I am going to try it, just crank the heat up, or power up, and see if that helps and gets me a stronger weld. So if that doesn't work, my next step is I am going to cut a slot in there. I have a big ass flathead screwdriver that I can put a socket on and try to get some torque on it that way. And then if that doesn't work, I think my last option is to cut it off as flush as I can and just drill it out. All right, so here's the plan right now. Got a flathead screwdriver, 1-inch socket, fits on these so you can actually get some torque on them, and cut a slot in the bolt. And hopefully it's got enough acid it doesn't break off, but if it does, it does. We'll move on to the next step, which is drilling out. Well, that didn't work either. Basically, the metal is bending, which I kind of thought it might do that, but actually, let's see if I can get the focus on that. Kind of bent the flathead on my screwdriver also. So, I was getting pretty good torque on it. It just does not want to budge at all. And I have hit this thing with PV Blaster, what other kind of brand I got. I saw this on the What No Way guy channel, this knocker loose, and I sprayed some on last night, hoping it would work a miracle. Did not work a miracle. Not a knock against it, because nothing else has worked either. So, but it's not a miracle worker. Let's put it that way. So, yeah, next step is cut that sucker off close as I can get it and get the old drill. Yay, this will be fun. Well, good news. It does seem like it's taking the tap. This is going to be a slow process because you can see my little T-bar handle hits right there, so I can make like quarter turns, and then I got to take it off, move it, put it on. Yeah, so I can't do a complete 360 with this thing, and these do not back out. So yeah, this will take a minute, but nothing to this. It's 3/8 16 NC16 thread. I might run it through these just to make sure they're nice and clean. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I did watch this on What No Way guy. That's right, that channel. And he watched it on somebody else's channel. That's kind of his thing, is he finds like little TikTok videos of people doing random crap, mostly with tools. And then he's like, what? No way. And he tries it. And then he's like, oh wow, either sometimes it doesn't work, but a lot of times it does. And this was one that I saw, and you know, for my 3/8 bolts that I am going to be using for the leaf springs. I mean, I could go buy more of these, but if they work, they work. I don't know. I don't know. I may go buy some. I gotta buy one at least because I broke the damn thing. But anyway, I did want to do this. Let me see if y'all can see that pretty clearly. But basically, take a pair of electrical pliers and use this part down in here where you strip the wires, and just kind of put it on the bolt. I did that a couple times on the last one. And other than right up here, which I can get that a little better, I mean, it cleaned it right up. Looks pretty good. And then actually up here is going to be you know, holding the bracket in. It's not even going to be threaded down that far. But so I got it threaded. This is my new favorite thing, is tapping threads underneath the car on my back in a tight spot. But there's my freshly cleaned up 3/8 bolt, and it threads all the way in by hand. Get it back out. So yeah, good to go. Putting things back together. So just putting these brackets in it. Essentially all it is 2 bushings going here. I will probably put a little grease on them. I have a little lithium grease here. This slips over there. Bolt through it, and that's it. Tighten it up. And this is the front bracket on the leaf spring. So I'll do that real quick. Do a little time lapse video. Tony's garage loves these. Not that could have gotten a new nut. It's just a 1/2 inch fine thread, 1/2 inch 20, I believe. But this would be harder to get, so I didn't want to force this on there and cross thread it. So I ran this through a die tap, and then I re-tapped the nut, and now it'll go all the way on by hand. That's what I wanted to do before I mess something up. So spent a lot of time on this nut, actually. Way longer. Probably would have been faster just to drive to town and get one. That is it. That's that here. This other end, I've already kind of assembled these, but I'll show you on this one. Yeah, these brackets are simple. You got, I'll just take it apart. Put in bushings on this side of this piece, top and bottom. Put a bushing on this side, bushing on this side. Slide them in. Oh. There we go, like that. 5th time's a charm. And that's just a 3/8 fine thread, and I am short a nut for that, so I will have to put that together tomorrow, run to town and get those. These are the kind of things that kill your day right here. Yeah, so this guy got boogered up. Whether, I don't know, when I was taking it out or I had it in a bucket with a bunch of other bolts and parts. But anyway, that thread is damaged and I'm trying to taper it and put a tap on it. Which, see, one problem with it is I may have to press this out. All right, 2 hours later. Oh God, such a waste of time. This is why it takes me so long to get shit done. Dremel tool for the win. This little, I don't know what kind of cutting wheel that is. It's metal, got maybe some diamond abrasive dust on it. And it's in a kit like this, but it's very thin and it basically fit perfect inside these threads, and I was able to just yeah, damn. It's got a metal shard right underneath my fingernail. Anyway, yeah, so I was just able to take it. I held the bolt in my hand, Dremel tool in the other, and just kind of, you know, ran it across the threads, cleaned it up enough to where I could finally get this nut started, forced it on, and you know, kind of, I'm sure I've galled up some more threads and everything, but it will go on and off now, and I'm about to get the rear end assembled. Good Lord. My stomach is sore. I don't know about y'all, when you're working on the car, getting in and out, you end up doing about 50 sit-ups, and you haven't done sit-ups in a while. I'm not gonna say I have gotten a Charlie horse in my stomach and had to lay under the car for a few minutes, but that may have happened. But anyway, here we are. Leaf spring brackets and the leaf spring, the front brackets, are in place. Looks pretty damn good. I got a leaf spring hanging, but I know those guys that have car lifts are jealous because, you know, I was able to do this by myself. Didn't have to have anybody help hold it up or nothing, you know. So this is so much easier doing it on the ground like this. So much easier. But anyway, I'm glad that is done. The back end will be much easier, I'm pretty sure. Yep, let's get this rear end in place and admire some of my beautiful black paint that I put all under here. Looking pretty good. Oh, I got leaf springs. Look at that. Looks so sexy. They look like they're really low though. I guess not. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Kind of excited. This is pretty cool. Everything went back in really easily. This end was definitely much easier than this end, but kind of expected that. So yeah, here we go. Gonna try to work that rear end in here now. Which, oh yeah, by the way, I did finish buttoning these up. I bought some new T-bolts that were supposed to be for Ford 9-inch rear end, but they were like, these look like they're probably 3/8, and they were smaller than that. Maybe 5/16. Probably maybe would have worked, but I just found the old ones and used the old ones. So yep, that is all buttoned up, ready to go. About to drag it over there and try to stick it in the car. Just to show you what I'm doing, I have this pad sitting on the little bolt that centers it up and the metal part of the bracket on top, and I'm just going to pick this up, and it's got a hole in there and it centers up right on top of that, and then everything should be lined up. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll come put the bottom bracket on, drop the U-bolts through, and bolt this baby up. And it's heavy. Ah, fucking gas tank's in the way. God damn. Alright. So what I got going on here? I'm gonna have to move these. I have to tilt it up. To move it back, I can't pick it up because the gas tank's over it. The way it's sitting right now. Quit being a pussy. Darn it. Yeah, got the other side on, and I'll show you just a close up and move this one a little, and it fell right on. It's sitting up with the alignment hole. Everything's nice and flush, sitting in place. Now all I gotta do is put these bottom brackets and pads on and U-bolts, and we'll have a rear end back. Awesome. Well, it's been a long day. Got a rear end in though. Bolted down, everything's snug, ready to go. Tomorrow, I'm gonna throw the shocks in on the rear and build the drum brakes. Maybe throw the wheels on just for shits and giggles. And I will say, I got home this time and I was dragging my feet a day or two. I don't know if y'all ever have something going on a project like this that you know is going to be a pain in the dick, so you just kind of find other things to do until you absolutely have to do it. And that was that broken bolt back where the leaf springs attach. And it broke a long time ago, and I knew eventually I was going to have to get it out, and I knew it was going to be a son of a bitch, and it was. And I've got one more thing that I'm postponing, and that's see that I haven't got that off yet because there is one bolt in the front that is uses the bracket that's holding it and the fuel line, and that's what's different than this side. I've got this side off no problem, but on the other side it is extremely tight. Can't get a wrench to it, can't get a socket to it. I did go buy this kit, little short sockets, and I like a little ratchet that attaches to it, and I think I'll be able to get that in there. It's very tight quarters though, and I've been postponing that too, you know, for the same reason, because I have a feeling it's going to be a bitch. And it's going to be several trips to AutoZone or wherever trying to find a tool that'll fit. I really think I need an open-end wrench that has a swivel head, which I haven't been able to find. I found some for tubing wrenches that do that, but not just a regular box-end wrench. But, yeah, enough about that. But that's, I don't know if y'all run into those issues. But yeah, it definitely was not something I was looking forward to. And at the end of the day, I shouldn't have wasted time trying to weld nuts to it and doing different things. I should have just cut it off, drilled it out, re-tapped the hole like I ended up doing, and it would have been over with in a couple hours. Instead, I dicked with it for most of the day and lost a good 6 or 7 hours of work that I could have been doing other shit. But you live and learn, and I will know what to do next time and what not to do next time. And I will definitely be more careful backing bolts out. All I got to say about that, But yeah, share y'all's experiences with me and leave some comments. Other than I did get one comment the other day. Somebody told me that he's spending his money on fentanyl. So that was good. I'll take it. You know, I like comments, and I will reply if you want me to. So, or if it's something worthy of replying to. That definitely was. Okay, but y'all could do better. Thank you. Okay, so this shock is in, and I'm just wondering, did I get the wrong shocks, or does this need to be on? Have a little weight first time you install it. You know, where get this spring up where this can reach it. I'm thinking that's the case because these springs look to be sitting a little low right now. Let's see what it looks like when I get it on wheels. So you see, as I'm jacking up, those leaf springs are starting to fall into place like they should. So that makes me feel better. Yeah, that's looking, yeah, that is exactly how it's supposed to look. Read a little, yes, I can read. And watched the video. I watched the Exit 45 video. He's doing the same thing, and he had the same issue. So I'm assuming I don't have the wrong shock. And one thing he mentioned was weight. Of course, you got an empty gas tank. You don't have any interior, so there's not as much weight on the car. Also, it's not sitting on all four wheels, so the distribution, I'm sure, is quite a bit different, right? So one thing I can do is add some weight in the trunk, put some blocks and or just some weights, throw them in the interior or whatever. Try to get some compression on the spring. I'll see how that works, and I'll probably stick them in the interior. Walter, what are you doing? Bear, what are you doing? Walter, get back in the house. Your cat's fat. Walter's not fat, he's just fluffy. What class you had today?
A lab.
Sounds like fun. Bye. Be careful. Alright, 370 pounds, and it is closer. Still got a little ways to go, but it is getting there. Keep adding some weight. Okay, literally adding weight to the car. Just it's a little over 600 pounds, I believe. And yeah, I mean, I'll be able to loosen those bolts and slide that on there now, no problem. Yeah, so that worked. I'm gonna go install the other one. I might try to see if I can set up video on the other one and do some of the Uncle Tony's garage favorite of watching people turn wrenches. So, in high speed with music in the background. Damn, sorry about my neighbor. He's constantly mowing his yard, like pretty sure every other day, blowing leaves or grass or whatever right now. But yeah, so rear end is in, shocks are in. Only thing I gotta do is go buy these 1/2-inch nuts, put them on, and man, this thing is buttoned up. It looks good. I like it. Man, okay, so I don't know. Yeah, y'all, a year ago, I guess, me and my daughter have been talking about building this car for a while. Building a car for her. Not building, I guess, but buying an old car for her, and I knew there would be some work involved in it. And look, we didn't have to do all this. I probably could have just probably could have just changed shocks, redone the drum brakes, or maybe not even redone them, but just worked on them. and the whole brake system. And this car probably would have been fine, but I wanted to make sure everything was good and try to go in with new stuff where I could afford it. And I don't know, I think I'll be happy. It definitely, when it comes to working on it more in the future, it'll make life easier, I think. Newer parts, getting things in and out, everything's a little cleaner, and I know where stuff is and how to take things apart and put stuff back together. So anyway, people think I'm crazy, but I think this is all worthwhile. Next car, I'll probably be a little more deliberate in what I take apart and fix. So